we'll call the meeting to order. It's Josephine here, right?
I don't know yet.
Yes,
I'm
here.
Josephine's here. Yes, she is.
Hi, Joe. Okay.
I am. Hi.
It's 7:03. We'll call the meeting to order. We'll begin. I'll just introduce everybody since you already read your names off. Myself, Hugh Dolan, Misty Byer, Tim Besley is here, Joe Pagnozzi, Michael Pezowitz, and Andrew, and John Cottell, Public Works Director. Any members from the public?
Not so far.
Okay. Okay. Just to stand for a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I want to take a moment of silence for the veterans who gave so much for our country's freedom. Okay, so the Solid Waste Recycling Commission meeting. Thank you all for coming. You're in the Sullivan Hall, right? Sullivan.
We are in the Sullivan Hall, second floor. Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there's a last minute change because of the voting recount over in the other building. I guess it's in the other building. They had a cordon off that second floor over there.
Well, my understanding it was the ballots are in the senior center, but maybe they're going to do that tomorrow in the old town hall. That may be it.
Yeah, there is a count tomorrow.
Yes,
yeah, we don't want to be anywhere near there might be a ripped screen or anything like that. So.
Right.
Okay, so let's go to the approval of the minutes for September.
September, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, everybody have a copy? Any comments?
Yeah, I just wanted some clarification, John, maybe on the totals, the MSW transfer. Is that in direct dollar amounts?
Those are tonnages.
Those are what?
All tonnages.
Oh, that's tonnage. Okay, because I saw some look like dollar signs.
No, it's all tonnage.
Okay.
Yeah, those are
All
tonnage.
Right.
Okay.
That's what it figures. Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's it. So I'm making.
You know what? Hey, that's a good point. Maybe, Josephine, could you put on there someplace the following is the tonnage reported?
Yes, I will.
So that in the future somebody's not going to misinterpret that. That's a good point. Thanks, Joe. Any other comments?
Will indeed.
Yeah. I read the minutes.
Okay, I'll take a motion.
I make a motion to approve those minutes, September 3rd.
Joe, and a second.
I'll second.
Tim?
Tim.
Okay.
Tim second. Yeah.
Any opposed? Any opposed? Just say something. Okay, motion appears to pass unanimous, and it's approved. Old business status update. Okay, John, you're up. Sorry, and I'm sorry we missed the last one.
Not a problem. So I'm handing out the transfer station tonnage report. That's been updated to include September's and also October's.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Hey, John, could you do me a favor?
Yes.
That's the last two columns, right? On the one we just approved of the previous month, that'd be the last two columns, September and October?
September, October, because we weren't here in September and October's the last full month.
Yeah, that's cool. Could you just for my edification, can you just read down the numbers in September and October? Like, is it the same listing? MSW transfer station? Okay. If you could just read the numbers down. Great.
So September's MSW tonnage was 2,785.13 tons. September's transfer station for single stream was 394.80 tons. Oak Ridge delivered directly to themselves 45.39 tons. Single stream total becomes 440.19 tons. Going into food waste, we have 1.83 tons for the month of September, and glass was 5.52 tons. Going now.
5.52, okay.
Correct. Updating for, October, we have.
Yep.
2,598.98 tons of MSW. Transfer station single stream was recycling 376.25. Oak Ridge direct delivered of single stream is 53.02, giving a total of 429.27 tons of single stream recycling. Food waste was 2.06 tons, and we did not have a glass pickup, so that would be 0 for the month of October.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions on this?
Oak Ridge Direct.
Go ahead.
What is Oak Ridge Direct? I'm sorry.
So Oak Ridge is a hauler in town.
Right.
And so they're one of our clients, but we also take all of our single stream recycling to the Oak Ridge processing plant.
Yeah.
So instead of Oak Ridge bringing their material that's on their truck here, dumping it, and then us putting it on a trailer and taking it up to Shelton, they bring it back directly.
Thanks.
So that's this transfer station single stream and Oak Ridge single stream, those two combined are the total single stream we have, the total recycle we have in
Yeah, single
town.
stream total.
Correct.
That's great, okay, thank you.
SS, right, I took those in calls, I'm sorry. That's why I saw that
Single
real quick.
stream.
No, of course, now it makes
Hey,
sense.
John?
Yeah.
John, is there any Oak Ridge single stream in the transfer single stream number? Do they deliver anything?
No, they bring their trucks back to their facility since they park them overnight.
That's your whole theoretical pickup then?
Correct.
Yep.
Okay.
Is there any other questions regarding?
Is that?
Oh, and you got the single stream total here, so that,
Yeah.
okay, yes, I see that.
Shelton is the processing plant?
Yes.
Does Oak Ridge have many competitors? The main ones for that?
There are a few other, as far as processing plants, there are a few other in the state. I
Is
think
there one
Murphy,
in Bridgeport? What happened to,
No, Bridgeport is the MSW
MSW.
plant.
Okay.
But there's, I think, Murphy Road, that's up towards, close to Hartford area, Britain.
Oh, Murphy, oh, yeah, that's.
They're one, I think there's a couple others throughout, one or two others out of
Yeah.
state. But this obviously is the closest to us, and since you
Yeah.
gotta get it there,
That's good.
it saves us that way. So continuing on, if anyone doesn't have any questions, the update on the capital projects at the transfer station. So we've had, if any of you have been down there, we've had the pavement striped and marked out on October 27th. So now we have some arrows, some parking lines, where to park, and some other directional items. Compactor and trailer drain replacements, that actually just started this morning. It should take probably at least 3 weeks worth of work. We may have to do a hold off so that we can keep both compactors operating for the Thanksgiving Friday and Saturday.
So, I'm sorry,
So-
you said compactor and what?
The trailers.
The trailer drain, the drain.
Yep.
You have the trailer that's connected to the compactor,
Yeah.
100-yard trailer.
That crushes everything.
And you get a lot of juices and sludge and other stuff that, goes on the ground. Deep has been after, our operator, because they have to do stormwater sampling. And they've been on their case, and part of the issue is some previous point in time, they worked there, they eliminated one of the outside drains that was underneath the trailers. only kept the one that was closer to the compactors. And even if they had it, a lot of it slopes away from the trailers and goes to a storm drain. So we're cleaning all that up. We're reinstituting the drains that are outside underneath the trailer. I'm having them re-slope the concrete so that it slopes back towards the facility and the drains. So hopefully that'll take care of all that.
Does that feed into the water treatment plant? Because it's not too far.
It will, those drains will go to a settling tank, then to an oil water separator, waste separator, and then that gets piped to the waste treatment plant.
Okay.
Hey, John?
Yes?
John, what is the permitting or approval process for that? Do we get inland wetlands or conservation or health department involved or engineering involved?
Well, I did have some engineering in there for the grades. I'm basically putting the facility back to the way it was originally designed. So we're permitted under that portion of it, that this is the way it's supposed to be.
So the contractors, are they insured to be sure that if they divert any water or direct it the wrong way or anything that we're protected? The contractors that are doing it?
The drain by the compactors went back to...
No, contractors, I said. Sorry.
Oh, the contractors. So the contractor is responsible for the stormwater permit and abiding by it. So DEEP has been, they've been taking their samples, their vendor or engineering firm has been taking their stormwater samples to meet the stormwater permits. And they've been getting flagged, and DEEP has been asking why are we having these high readings of certain items. So this will alleviate that by reinstituting these drains and making sure that they all work. This was funded out of a bond from a year and a half ago.
Okay.
So let's see, pavement markings, compactor drains. The other portion of the capital projects was the overhead doors. And that has been awarded to Bridgeport Overhead Door, and they are expected to start working, installing. They're right now ordering their parts, and they'll start actual working in December, around the first or second week of December.
Can I ask you something? Sorry. Is the overhead door supposed to close in the compactors?
The overhead door will actually close the facility, the building.
That's big.
The whole building, the main building.
Where everybody dumps. The dump places.
There are 7 doors, overhead doors.
Okay.
The residents use the 2 or 3 that are lower ones that face the road. The haulers use, there's one for recycling, one for MSW on the upper level on the left, and then your trailers are on the bottom that are connected to the compactors, so you got 2 down there.
So the overhead doors, when they're closed, no one can put anything in there?
Correct.
Right, gotcha. Yep.
This facility has been open, the doors were always left open for years.
I'm not doing doors there. Are there doors there?
They were never closed. So
what's the routine of opening and closing those doors?
you open them once in the morning, you close them at the end of the day.
Okay.
We're not trying to heat the building and keep things closed, we're just trying to, for security reasons and reduction of liabilities.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was still within that budget, was it about 20,000?
No, what was it? It's closer to over 100.
Why do I remember that number?
19 was the stairwell.
Oh, the stairwell, okay. Yeah, I would think that was...
So I'm still within budget.
Right, okay.
Still within budget.
So you're talking
It was
about...
160,000.
7, yeah, that's reasonable, I didn't think...
I mean, you know, so.
Those are big doors.
Yeah, 25 feet high.
Plus the motors there, and the cables and all that control.
Yep. And then some other minor work, we ended up, just finishing up today, redoing the curb near the scale. Some of the hauler trucks would have, when they go over the scale, they'd have to make a quick left. It was kind of tight for them, so we rounded it out and shortened it up a bit to make it a little easier for their traffic flow. And that was completed today.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on capital projects?
No, in capital
All right.
projects, something else.
All right, so next item on your is 24-25 budget review and approval. So we're in the budget process, and this gets you guys involved. In passing out the first part is your revenue side of the budget, which is our projections. And a few things, well, we'll go through the revenue first on this. You have FY21 actuals, FY22 actuals, FY23 actuals. We basically have a 3-year average of the past 3 years. You have FY24, which was actually we're in right now for budget and what that budget numbers were. And then you have your projections of what we're asking for and the mythology of how we got it, whether we took the average of the 3 years that were there, or our best guess if we thought we had something that, some reasoning for it. One of the big items that you'll see there, where there's kind of two big ones that will jump out for changes. As far as your, let me go, where am I? Scale weighing. So we noticed that there's a expected reduction in the tonnage coming in. All American hauler who brings in MSW, both as far as your residential and also commercial accounts. Their commercial accounts are, they have a deal, I think, to take it directly, their commercial accounts, to the Wheelabrator plant. So I expect to see a reduction in the tonnage that comes in. Normally, I have been budgeting, as well as before myself, was about 33,000 tons of MSW a year. And on the fact that I expect to lose some tonnage, we're only budgeting 31,000. So it's a 2,000 decrease in our tonnage to come in. That correlates to a reduction in your scale weighing income.
Well, I mean, why this reduction? Why do you think it is?
Because they're taking their tonnage elsewhere, not through our transfer station.
Right.
Now, on the flip side, that helps my expenses, because that's 2,000 tons that I will be paying to haul and paying to tip.
They're going directly to Bridgeport rather than coming here and then going to Bridgeport. Great.
Correct.
Yep.
And going through us.
Why don't more do that?
Originally, it was set up that when they built Resco, to minimize the lines and having every little mom and pop hauler going in and out of there, and tying up the floor, they create these transfer stations. Bridgeport there's one or two towns that actually pick up their own garbage who go direct. Bridgeport takes their garbage directly to the plant for the residential. They still have a transfer station. Shelton, I think, does also. They take theirs directly. But that's your reasoning. Otherwise, it would just get too much a line down there and, having everyone come in now. So, but apparently All American has enough, large enough to where they create some type of agreement deal that they can take it directly there, which is fine by me. One of the other items that you see changes in there is, let's see, I think metal. Metal is down.
Whoa.
And by about almost 20%. And that's because the metal markets, I think, are dropping. Back in, I think, May of 2022, we were getting like $250 a ton. You know, we're down to maybe $155 a ton right now, 155, 165. So based on the fact that your revenue from the market, sale of metals.
Where do you think that's goes? Single stream? Done? Where do you think that metal goes?
It's not so much the tonnage dropping as the price.
Across the board, so people are less willing to bring it down to.
No, it's the market price.
It's just the price.
The price of metal is down for recycling.
Oh, okay,
This is income.
Okay, sorry.
Tonnage is staying.
Yeah,
The tonnage isn't that much of a.
Right, okay.
Got it.
I thought I heard that the tonnage was down 20%.
But tonnage is down a little bit also, but it's, the
metal futures are up though, so that's gonna fluctuate all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you make a projection, so you don't.
I'm just going by what I'm seeing as the dollar numbers going and where I am with the amount of the item itself. There are some other ones. The other ones you see are big percent changes, but minimal dollar amounts, so they're not really that necessary to get into. So overall, we're projecting just under $3 million, $2,951,000 for revenue. So it's down maybe, I don't know, about 140,000 or so.
Sorry for
John, what was the revenue number?
Excuse me?
John, I'm sorry, what was the revenue number you just said? 2 million what?
Total revenue that we're looking at for FY25 is $2,951,261. And I'll send you a copy of these.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Revenue for 24, that's an actual amount, the $3,090,000?
No,
That's the budget.
That's the budget.
That's what you budgeted.
In round numbers, Hugh, 23 actuals, 3.2 million, budget for next year is 3.1 million, and 25 projection is 2.95 million.
Yeah.
Round numbers. You'll get a copy.
Gotcha. Thank you.
I'll be sending it to Josephine and to both of you.
Now, John, I have a question. Don't we have is there a responsibility for the commercial haulers to go through us, or can they just go direct whenever they want?
Commercial.
I thought there was a stipulation that they had that the Fairfield pickups had to go through the Fairfield transfer station. Is that incorrect?
You get into flow control issues, and then you get into issues where it's one thing with the residential, which they are bringing to us. You start getting into a commercial truck that might pick up a couple different towns. Then how does it go? How do you say this is all from our town only, and you have to dump and then go and pick up, the neighboring, some from Westport or Bridgeport if you're close to your commercial areas. But those are flow.
Help my stupidity a little bit. But then, what kind of control do we have if the commercial guys, which are generally larger, just shop shop for the lowest price and just say, forget Fairfield, and yet we're maintaining an operation to take care of the town guys, and then the town people wind up paying more because we have less tonnage going through. But is that a scenario that could develop?
Well, when you actually look at it, you also have the issue of we have less cost to have to get paid to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll see that on the other side of the ledger, the less cost.
So, yeah, so some of that offsets
Okay.
it.
And how many
Okay.
haulers are doing this, do you know?
I just know of All American.
That's it, okay.
Remind me, the facility use charge, round number is $330,000. What exactly is that? The
Facility-
42348,
So you used to,
town dump?
down on the bottom.
yeah.
That's your people coming in with a car.
Oh, that's individuals.
Yeah.
Oh, as
No,
opposed to.
That's a dollar.
Oh, okay.
Those are dollars.
That's the $6 per carload.
$6,
Gotcha.
$12.
Sorry.
That adds up
Okay,
to about
yeah.
$331,000 a year.
I think this came up before, the recycle rebate, that was eliminated, right?
Yes, we're paying instead of.
We're paying, right, that's what I remember.
Years ago, we used to get, I think you used to get about $15 a ton.
Until 22, but
And
we got
now-
$35.
And now you are paying.
Right.
Yeah,
So
what
this
is the
should be a
last?
negative rather than zero, right? It's gonna be.
No, this is the revenue
Oh,
side.
this is the revenue, so the net revenue.
So-
This is income.
This is income.
When were the last numbers? I'm just curious. The quarterlies
For,
for is it called ACR? I'm trying
what
to-
we're paying, yeah, I was gonna get that into the expense side, but
Oh,
if
okay,
you want it
okay.
now, the fourth quarter, the third quarter was $94.27 for a tip fee for recycling at Oak Ridge. That does not include delivery. And the fourth quarter that we are in now is at $88.34. So that went down approximately 6.3%. But it goes up and down, so.
Every quarter.
I mean, if I look, yes, it changes every quarter. A year from today, we were paying $99.22. So, look in the crystal balls and tell me where we're at.
I like,
The fuel oil, I'm sorry, the fuel oil is, why did it not accept, motor oil? We don't accept motor oil, right?
that's almost
Fuel
zero.
oil is-
That's almost zero.
nothing
These
there.
are charges, we don't charge for you to bring in,
Motor.
if you change your car oil and bring it down.
So what is the you made $20 in 21, what was that
I
from?
have no idea.
That's almost zero. I like the fact that you got a 3-year averaging, or to put it in perspective, because it looks like normally 3.15 million is your income for the year, which is good to know.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions regarding?
Yeah, so the percent, that column percent changes based on what item, what,
From the current budget versus
and 25?
the 25 project,
Okay,
requested budget.
okay. That's a big chop. Fixed income. What's fixed income again?
Excuse me?
Fixed income.
Fixed income is people who are on fixed income, they currently pay $2. They get a little ticket, they can go once a week,
Oh, okay.
and
People sign up for that?
they can sign up, and it goes through, their income, and, it's not just I want to be on fixed income, there's the checks of that. We get a report,
Who verifies that?
it's a different department
Okay.
that verifies, but we go from their list that these people are
Okay.
allowed to qualify for the fixed income.
Should have
I
helped
don't
them
know if
out.
that's the taxpayers,
Right.
It's probably the same group that have.
the heating oil type of thing.
Right.
Some people are on heating assistance and it's all your others type deal.
And the textiles are Bay State, right?
Textiles are based in, correct. So you get maybe like 5 cents a pound or something like that for textiles. So if we're done, if there's no other questions on the revenue side, I'll pass out the expense side.
Okay, thank you.
I have one more question for maybe future, with the textiles. Is there a way to segregate, the synthetic textiles from the natural cotton wool? Do they do that?
No.
They don't separate?
In there.
Too bad.
Excuse.
Some are 65, 35, and.
Well, they're not burning, I mean, it's worse to burn.
Yo,
right?
Joe, it's all synthetic.
Microplastics, terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I think what they
That's
do
what
is
you should think.
they look
It's my
at,
last day, so you guys can bring it.
Well, I was gonna ask you that, Joe, are you
This is
gonna
my last
continue?
day.
Well,
No,
you
I
can,
can't.
if you, yes,
I
you
have
can.
8 days,
I
8 years.
would talk to, I was gonna ask you that specifically because
Yeah,
I believe you are eligible to continue if you want to.
Yeah, I
because
think I
you
wanna
don't-
try
you-
something else.
Okay,
8 years
good.
is a long time.
Just to know,
I'll see, I'll think about it. Oh, yeah, okay, thank you.
You could educate us about microplastics.
We
Microplastics?
can, keep on them. Don't let them go away that easy.
Well, I know when I did something with Jen Carpenter, she said because you had a partial term, you can, if you want to.
No, I didn't have I had full. I'm
Oh, you
here
did
8
two
years.
full, well, then she
Yeah.
was, okay, then,
I'm here 8 years.
you're right then, you're done,
It's
yeah.
a long time, because I was a lot younger than.
You know, we're all aging around the
8
table.
years ago, yeah. Okay, here we go.
all right,
Here we
so
go.
Okay, expense
what I
side.
handed out was the requested expense budget. The total I have right now is, for that, is $5,197,044.86. So, couple of the items to take note on this.
Is that FY 25?
Correct.
Okay, you have
FY '24 was $4,940,368. That's our current
Okay.
budget.
Okay, so just, so the four,
fiscal year 23?
so 4.94 million, that's next year's budget.
No, that's current,
No, that's this year. That's this
I
year.
mean, yeah, but the fiscal year 2024,
that's what we're in.
that's what we're in, and then the projection level is 5.19, that's fiscal
That's
year 2025. Gotcha, okay,
That starts July 1st.
right.
Correct. And if you look at the far right percentage change, the overall percentage change is 5.2%.
Yep,
Of the budget. And in this is where I know it's kind of hard to read some of these columns, because they only give you so many letters. But where you have fees and it says fees and P, fees and pro, that's your big one. That alone is $4,014,354,000. Now, what does that encompass? That encompasses, your tip fee. And, and I just told you, well, I'm counting less tonnage. I reduced it 2,000 tons. However, the contract for our solid waste regional, which is the 12 towns surrounding us takes the garbage to Wheelgrader and has it burned. That contract is ending, current contract is ending July 1st,
Right.
June 30th. The group, multiple towns, have gone out for a bid. That's still in the bid review process for other bidders. I'm using a number that I think is pretty solid, which looks like it might work for what we would pay for a tip fee. And again, it's based on only 31,000 tons. So it helps offset a little bit, but it's a big increase. I mean, if you look at the Hartford area, people are paying over $100 a ton. I think I was using like 85 and a quarter a ton.
And you're projecting that, I mean, you don't know.
It's not a final item. It's still being worked on.
John, what's that number for fiscal 23-24? What's that fee amount?
So the current rate is $70.49.
70?
$70.49.
Yeah, what's the total fee amount? That comparable to that $4,000,014.
How much is
For this
that?
year.
I'm not following you, what you're asking.
You said the fiscal 24-25 is $4,000,014.
Yes.
Right? What's the 23-24 number?
That was $3,743,422 for fees and pro.
Okay, and the fiscal 23, fiscal 22-23?
Current year answers. Fiscal year,
23.
hold on, fiscal year, let's see, current budget, fiscal 23 is $638,000.
So we're going basically in 2 years, 2 fiscal years, we're going up $700,000.
Correct?
Yes, yep.
Yep. About 3.5 on each, almost 3, 4.
And what's the biggest driver of that? The decrease in tonnage?
Now, the decrease in tonnage is helping us so that we're not spending a lot more. The big increase is the actual per ton tip fee going up almost 20%, 21%.
Well, that decrease was only about, what, 2,000?
For 2,000 tons.
Yeah, so what did that come to? About 20,000? Oh, if it's 100 a ton. 100,000, right.
Yeah, that's about 140,000.
So why is Hartford paying so much more?
Well,
So-
they're shut down.
This-
They're shut down.
But they're,
So, okay,
sorry.
Garbage 101. We have a few burn plants. Hartford shut theirs down.
Right.
That was
You
30% of the state, right?
That was
30% of the state.
Yeah.
So now they can charge a boatload, and they're charging it to ship it or truck it out to Pennsylvania or maybe some other places.
Ohio,
They're paying a lot.
Mhm.
Now, you really, I think, as far as I know, you have Bridgeport and you have Covanta. I'm not sure if there's another one, that burn plant that's still operating. But either you're gonna send it out of the state,
Yeah.
or you're gonna burn it. There's no more landfills in the state of Connecticut.
Right, no.
They're all closed. So now that it's the competition, Hartford, you might say was a competition, is 1/3 of the, garbage going. Now they're down. The others are basically saying, we can charge what we wanna charge as long as it's beats having to truck it out of state or rail it
Right.
out. Until they come up with some other, and there are other companies saying, oh, we got the next magic bullet to, process it this way or that way to reduce it or whatever.
Well, and they're bringing it to Wheelabrator too, right?
Well, can I,
No, so some are taking it out of the state,
Right, and some are going to,
some are going to Wheelabrator.
Right.
Wheelabrator is a 750,000 ton plant a year.
can I,
We deliver just under 200,000,
can
12,000.
I ask a question? If, for instance, for people like, let's say Wallingford, if Wallingford used to go to Hartford and is now paying $100, is Wallingford, for instance, or someone like Middletown coming to Bridgeport and say, hey, I'll pay you guys $80 because instead of, and I mean, is that stuff gonna be going on this year?
They'll look to fill, they burn 750,000 tons.
Yeah.
A lot of the Housatonic Regional Valley, HRRA or something, their garbage goes down there, so that's all your Danbury area.
Yeah.
And that stuff. Our 12 towns, the Bridgeport regional area, our garbage goes there.
Right.
That's 200,000 tons. The rest is, they have their internal contracts, with some of the haulers. I mean, the company's expanded. It's the principal company or parent company owns, City Carding, which is a hauler, they own the plant. getting close to monopolies.
I mean, are they at capacity now, Bridgeport, or what percentage are they of capacity, I should ask?
I suspect that they're burning pretty much what they can.
Okay.
You know, so they're, you know, like I said, so the fact, you know, for this be going up, you know, $15 almost or something like that, 70 up, I'm saying 85 right now, but,
Yeah.
but like I say, if you look at the Hartford area and all those towns up there, they're paying over $100 to get rid of it. Torrington, a lot of those towns in there, they're going into the Torrington plant, and that's being trucked to Pennsylvania. They're maybe $108 a ton. So it's, you know, they kind of the state waited a little bit too long to come up with a plan.
Well, they still don't have a plan, do they?
No.
No plan.
So that's, yeah.
And a new plan would take 5 years. A new plan would probably take 5 years.
Yeah, so just the permitting and
Permit, yeah.
If you can even get it approved.
You can't, I mean, there's some that was trying to do some and they can't get it through DEEP.
No.
And DEEP is saying, oh, we gotta do something in-house.
Restrictions are tough.
It's, you know, that's the big issue. So like I said, the cost there is your tonnage, your operational fees. Now, one big kicker in this thing, Enviro's contract also ends come this
Yeah.
June 30th.
Yep.
We do not have a firm item, but, you know, maybe going out to bid. Who knows what that's gonna bring, whether it keeps it close to where it is currently, or whether Enviro kicks it up and nobody else wants it. We gotta look at, do we even take it in-house and what those expenses are? If I manned it and operated myself, or did a hybrid of operating it and contracting out the hauling of it. So, I state that because this budget is still in flux, only because there's still some unknowns.
Yeah.
And they're big unknowns, so I want you to understand that.
But if you did that hybridized solution, you would have to, there'd be capital expenditures to invest in.
Sure.
Yep, there's capital expenditures for equipment, as far as, you know, your loaders,
They
there's
working
manpower.
on the you know, cost estimate and all that, and if it's feasible and all that? Is anybody working on that?
That's gonna be me.
Oh, you? Okay. Good luck.
So, yeah, I mean, there's ways to do it to where we buy the trailers,
Right.
and we, you know, man it with our own personnel. So now I'm having to hire full-time employees, you know, 3 or 4 employees that are full-time. You have other, you know, we're then taking care of the testing or the stormwater permit in-house, and those expenses and engineering, you know, reviews, and we're also paying for the scale calibration and the grounds mowing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to it,
Yeah.
but we're also, you know, we're paying a lot right now. So I would kind of want to stay away from doing the hauling. I mean, you could also say, yeah, we'll buy our own trailers and tractor and haul and everything else. I don't want to really get into that. I think there's a higher liability with putting those trailers.
Insurance liability, yeah.
And you'd have to have competent drivers and all that.
Yeah, I have to get the
Permits and all.
Maintain those trailers.
Salary and benefits and,
whole bit, so that's more drivers. And then, okay, they're coming in at late hours, of course, right now, Enviro, basically what they do is during the day, they take their trailers and they bring them over to their yard over in Bridgeport, that's right across the street from the burn plant. And then in the middle of the night, when the lines are low, they'll send them in and get emptied out, and then they'll bring them back over. So now, you know, if we're doing it, you got nighttime operations going too. So there's a lot that's involved in it. But this is, like I say, the overall budget, our best guess is where we're going with things. a lot of the other things were just kind of kept the same or adjusted minimally.
So, I mean, would Oak Ridge be down here, or are you gonna look at, anywhere else?
Oak Ridge is included in the fees and pro. They got a tip fee.
Yeah.
They're part of that tip fee. They're
Yeah,
part of that.
Oak Ridge does the recycling.
Fees, that's, yeah, fees and pro, it's cut off. Yeah.
Okay, so, okay. Is the the recycles, going to Oak Ridge, has the Bridgeport Interlocal, we talked about this, entertained the idea of getting bids from, what's the other place called that's so big in Stamford for recycles? What's that place called?
I don't know.
It's another recycling facility, but it's newer than Oak Ridge and very high tech.
We're locked in. We just signed a contract with Oak Ridge because their contract ended last July.
I thought they.
So we extended it with, I think, a few issues, changes. So we still got our contract with Oak Ridge.
And they're doing fine?
Yeah.
The same fees?
Any?
It goes up and down, I mean.
Yeah, well, right, but any feedback on our recycles? I mean, in terms of what you're seeing in the compactor?
I think we're doing better.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I think our recycling tonnages might be down a little bit because we're being a little more vigilant to say, no, that's not recyclable, that's garbage, that's gotta go over there. And then, oh, by the way, you're paying for that. Whereas, it's not just thrown into recycling where we don't charge for recycling. That's something that this group may want to look into at some point.
Yeah.
It may be in here, but did you get approval for a second full-time employee at the transfer station for next year? Or was it a new part-time employee? I forget.
I'm putting it in here for a part-timer, not at the transfer station, but in the office.
Oh.
We were funded previously for a part-time administrative assistant.
Okay.
In the office. And the first 2 years, it was vacant when I arrived here. I didn't fill it right away for the first year or two.
Okay.
And now, I feel the time is to fill it.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I had a good understanding of the needs and processes that they'd be required to do.
Okay.
So that, the OOPS program would start after you hired that person, right?
The OOPS person will eventually be, no, that person's not going out on their own.
No, but Lisa.
Lisa will be doing it.
But
We do have 5 full, we're manned fully for our part-time scale operators. So that is something that Lisa will get out there and start doing soon.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah.
So that's why
It's a little hard with some, a lot of people.
So that's why you're projecting 119,000, right?
Yes, that's part of it. Would have been around 100,000 or so. Part-timers probably.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
It's maximum part-time, 29?
39 and a half.
39? That's all.
I don't know, I mean, that's 2 weeks.
Oh, for 2.
For 2 weeks, so it's 19 and a half.
Okay, right.
I just don't know why, like Oak Ridge, looking at the stuff coming in and getting dumped on their floor, how they could figure out what Fairfield was bringing in and charge you for contamination or, issues with that.
Part of this thing is where they're supposed to go through and do a couple of
Random checks.
random checks to say, okay, drop the load, let's go through it, that's all good, that's contaminated. Kind of eyeball it up and say, this is what your percentage contamination is.
Well, I know when I visited up there was a truck that came in that they were saying that one's going to be totally rejected because it was all wet. They knew what town that was from, so they were going to charge that town. So I assume they do when trucks come in there, they know they check and.
Yeah.
Also, they put something on top of the cardboard trailer that keeps it drier. Didn't they improve that?
I'm going to build something for, I have design plans made up for a shed roof to where eventually our single stream recycling will be placed into an open top. I don't want to start doing that until I can keep it dry.
Right.
cardboard goes into a container. I mean, they have a cover for the cardboard. You're not covered in the morning. Yes, if it's raining during the day and you
That's it.
get people, you have issues.
That's it for the cardboard. Yeah. It just looked like a fabric thing on top. It's just
Yeah,
like,
that's what it is.
but that really keeps the water out?
Yeah.
It just sheds the water. It helps shed it.
Yeah, it should be.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions on the
Okay,
expenses?
great to know about when the OOPS sticker program starts, because it would be good to work with Sustainable Task Force to get a publicity campaign out there about what's going on.
So this, like I say, you have I know you're, first look at it, but I'm in the process of submitting this budget, and I'd like you guys to at least give an approval on it, that, understand there may be some changes as we get new data and new, any bids that come in or go out, may change a little bit, but this is kind of where we're at. So I'd like to get
John, when does this budget have to be submitted?
the end of this week, I think they're going to ask for it.
So you want to vote on it now, right?
I appreciate it. It goes in, but then, like I say, it goes to the, finance wants it, the end of the week, but then it winds up, they're still able to manipulate it a bit before the first select person actually forwards it to the finance committee.
Yeah, but
Hopefully we'll find out more, like I said, where we are with bids and things like that.
Well, the budget, this is just the first.
I would like to, if we can, you guys will have a copy of it. I'd like to take a look at it and then give us a couple of days, and maybe we can meet by telephone, the commission, and discuss it, and then either vote it, either approve it, or have more questions to share with John. I really can't vote. I really can't vote on it without actually seeing it. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I don't think, you weren't, I don't think we're looking for a vote tonight, but the next item on the agenda is,
Yes.
Our subcommittee is supposed to,
I'm looking for your approval on it, but I mean, you're not, I don't know, I came here, when I'm giving it to finance, I mean, I'm still giving it to them with the caveat saying, yes, this is what I have, but things can change.
There could be changes that could be put in, Hugh. You can edit it.
Could you submit it to finance and tell them that, and let them know that the commission is going to review it and will yay or nay it within X number of days?
well, Hugh, the next item on the agenda is one I put in here, because our subcommittee was formed, you and Joe and I.
Yeah, no, I understand, I appreciate that.
Talk about it. I think within, before the next, as soon as possible, certainly before the next meeting, we should sit down, study this, and sit down with John and talk about this. It's important enough that I think we should do this. I certainly want to do it before the next next meeting in January.
John, can we be with you Thursday, or say Friday? Can we be with you Friday?
Certainly.
Good.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we schedule that? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just not comfortable voting on it without.
Oh, no, Hugh, I absolutely agree with you. As a matter of fact, you need to take a look at this. We'll all study this, and then we'll talk. But yeah, I think it's a great idea to meet with him on Friday.
Okay.
It's going up a little bit.
Okay. And Tim, we can talk about the other thing there during the same meeting.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. Exactly, because right now the expenses are about $2 million
Yeah.
more than the income.
Right.
So we need to talk
I mean,
about
that's
that,
the
sure.
big, so then what happens next?
Right, we're looking like at a 10% swing when you do
Yeah.
it.
John, a couple of points. On the FY3, the postage, 4,700 compared to the postage, and then the travel is down. And before that, it was very low.
That was COVID, we weren't doing any travel.
Postage? Okay.
Commission members, if I can,
Yeah.
I want to meet with, Tim and I are going to meet with John on Friday, and then I would like to get your permission to talk with you all on a conference call Friday.
Sure.
And then we could and then we could give John our consensus, because he needs to move on with his department, responsibility. But we have to take this responsibility and make sure that we understand and we up it, down it, whatever.
John, what time do you want to meet on Friday and where?
My office is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, say around 10 o'clock. Is that good?
I think
He's looking at his calendar.
10 o'clock a.m.?
Yes, I know. Give me the other choice. Give me the other choice. I'll go with
How
that.
about 11 p.m.? What the hell?
Yeah,
On Friday, I think I'm good.
that works for me.
Okay,
In John's office.
10 o'clock in John's office.
I can still make it, I'm still not, they didn't throw me out yet.
Oh, yeah, you're good until January 1st, man.
No, November, they
you-
just November.
You thought we were sleeping, didn't you? You thought we weren't listening.
And like I said, with the other reports, I'll forward these to you.
Okay.
Cool.
So when do you have to, what's the final date to submit it, John? They didn't tell
See,
you?
I send it in on the 17th.
Oh,
And
That's Friday.
Friday,
Yeah.
and they understand that there's numbers that may have to get changed, and you can
Okay.
change it to a certain point, and then he says, okay, it's locked up.
Well, it's got to be approved by the Board of Finance, the Board of Selectmen, and the RTM, right?
Right.
So, I mean,
It
a lot's going to change
Right.
between now and, when is it, April and May, when they actually?
Right.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, but it's much better.
You want to get the
Yeah.
first one as good as it can be.
Yeah, but they can't change it.
It's better for the department that it goes through with the
Yeah,
stamp already of the
What
commission.
do you have to do now? When you submit this budget, who's going to edit it and who's gonna?
It's-
We don't know.
it goes to-
We have no idea.
It goes to finance,
Right.
then, yeah, if, I put out if there's we get settled on this contract, that changes the dollar number up or down. It's a tip fee, how we're operating with the operations of the transfer station, because we're at the end of a, contract. If that changes, then I put that in there, but I'm able to go in there and change some numbers until they say, okay, this is the drop dead date, any number, after, and I'll pick something after December
So what's
1st.
our responsibility? Does it come back to the commission and we have, no?
Advise.
Advise.
Recommend.
Recommend.
All we can do is recommend to the department.
Right.
This is town budget.
John?
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
they have it, they don't have it.
I mean, they'll turn, Frank, who's the budget director up there, in charge of the budget, will say, okay, after December, so I'm just throwing out a date, say after December 1st, if you make any changes, you have to now let me know so that I can change, because now I've locked all the cells.
Okay.
He's got all the departments that are
Close
feeding
eye.
into this thing, and then he says, okay, no more changes, this is where it is. He needs to get this stuff in here to get an idea.
Could you, John, could you get me a copy, could you get us a copy of the contract that's out, the proposed contract for the Wheelabrator, and the contract that's out for Enviro?
It's, the one for Wheelbrader is in negotiations, it's not even there. They had a bid opening with a respondent, and now they gotta go through saying, okay, what does this mean and why is that? So,
Yeah, but don't they have on the bid opening, don't they have a proposed contract? Isn't there a proposal?
they submitted a proposal, that's where I'm coming with the 85-25, but then it's, okay, it has environmental charges, it has some other charges, how is that gonna affect it? It's a CPI formula that has a maximum min, how's that gonna work?
Right, right. So could you get us a copy of that? I'm on duty tomorrow, so if you could send it on an email, I can get it and download it.
I have to go through Westport as to what is the process
Okay.
for sending everything out yet.
Okay, yep, okay. I appreciate it. Okay. All right, any other comments, any other questions?
Yeah, since we're talking about this, I'm sorry I might have missed this. Maintenance repair that went up to 8,000.
The compactors are no longer under warranty.
Oh, so that's what you projected.
So I'm throwing some in there to make sure to cover things that break and.
Were you pretty happy with this compactor?
No, we had a problem with the programming.
We've had a lot of challenges. I think we've straightened out a lot, and we've had, excellent workforce in-house, electrician who's been able to settle these things. I'm not happy with the, service from the company.
Service, because it's the Canadian company, right?
As far as their response
It was low
time.
bid.
Their response time was like, well, we can respond.
Has there been any downtime, in the last 6 months, overtime? They usually.
We had one go down and we ended up from automatic going down to manual.
Oh,
And we
right, I
just
remember
fixed
that.
it. That was just last week.
Oh, that happened before, that happened 6 months, about 6 months, so.
You might have, I mean, like I said, the fact that we have our electrician, getting into this thing as much as it is, and also for us to start stocking up on spare parts that we think we need has helped a lot.
Yeah.
So I'll use an example, the automatic, the operation of the solid waste compactor went down, and it was a limit switch. And it was one of these things where it worked a little bit manual, but then it wasn't working. And we asked for a replacement one, what it cost, and 2 days or 3 days later, they're saying, okay, how much is it? First, we want a PO, without even telling us what the cost is.
Without a quote? A PO without a quote? I'd love to get one of those.
Then they finally, we say, okay, here's a PO number, use this. And a few days later, it turns into, okay, we can order, this is 2 or 3 days, this is what the cost is. Well, our electrician was able to kind of look at, a limit switch is a limit switch. When you hit that point, it either opens or closes a contact. So we were able to get one off of, Granger or.
Oh, by yourself?
Ourselves,
yeah.
in-house,
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
at probably a third of the cost that they were gonna charge us. So like I said, the service is not very responsive.
And that was a 3-year warranty?
Yeah,
That's all.
Oh, time flies. Remember that.
they're 3 years old this October.
Most of the time when there's problems with mechanical equipment, it's often the controls.
Yeah.
And
We have a good rapport with the company. There's the controllers is a company out of Florida. The manufacturer is out of Canada.
Mm.
They turn around and when you have a control issue, tell you to go talk to the people out of Florida. Our electrician has an excellent rapport with the guy down there in Florida. They pay the extra amount to have the ability for them to actually see the operation via internet control. We've gotten through it. So I think we've been doing quite well now that we've gotten our own arms around it.
well, it sounds like you have a good electrician.
Yeah.
And things like that, it's like you don't, for a pump or something, you don't need to buy the bearing from a manufacturer. You go to buy it from Granger or whatever, if you know what the bearing is.
So then the big question this year is that $2 million, where are we gonna get, if our projected costs are $5 million and we're bringing in almost
Yeah,
$3 million.
you're a loss, John. Do something, really.
Yeah, good. That's your committee.
We never had that.
Okay, guys, any other comment on this?
No,
Not on this, we'll talk
Okay.
Friday.
Okay, I have one, John, I have one question on the new business, if you don't mind. This year, our recording secretary has had a lot of extra work to do. How do we make sure that she's compensated correctly for, are you watching that? I have no idea, but I know she's been doing a lot of extra work to keep track of our minutes and publish them and transcribe them and all that. Are you making sure that she's not coming up short?
That is something that I think is consistent among all the
Recording secretary.
recording secretaries for the different committees.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, how,
I'll talk to
Well,
Frank
what
on that
department,
as
they
to how
work
they
out of
work
what
that.
department? They work
Finance.
Finance.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
finance
but,
has-
I mean, she's a trooper. She does a lot of work for us, and I want to make sure that her time is taken care of. Could you do that, or?
You should send a note to finance.
Yeah.
To
I-
help record it.
Do I understand, I think the
Make a
question is Josephine getting paid properly for the work that she does? And I think you're saying that's the finance
Yeah.
department's,
Send them a note.
yeah, if that,
I don't know. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that might be something best coming from you to the finance department.
okay, yeah.
okay, I'll touch base with them. Okay.
We all
I'll take a
support
motion.
that. You can put all the
I'll
names
take a
on it.
motion.
I make
Okay, I'll take a
I make
motion
a
to
motion
adjourn.
to, adjourn.
Oh, no,
Oh, no?
wait.
Okay.
We gotta do one quick thing before we adjourn, as I have on the agenda here. Can we approve the meetings, so we have to do it in January, can we approve the meeting dates for next year? I sent you all these.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
These dates are all the second week in the second Monday of the month, except for October and November, which are both holidays, just like this year, and we moved it back a week.
Hold it.
No
Okay,
meeting-
I'm sorry, Tim. I didn't see that. What are we talking about now? What
Well,
date?
we're just talking about can we just approve the meeting dates for 2024 so I can get this into the agenda, to get this into the website? And they're all, I'll say them, January 8th, February 12th, March 7th, March 11th.
Hang on,
April
go slow. January 8th, February 12th.
I sent it all out. Okay, January 8th, February 12th. You don't have to take this down, Josephine, you got it.
Why don't you use a number for the, month? It's easier.
Thank you, guys.
March 11th, March 11th.
Yep.
April 8th, May 13th, June 10th, no meeting in July and August, September 9th, October 21st, because the 14th is Indigenous Peoples' Day, November 18th, because November 11th is Veterans Day, and then no meeting in December. And I did send it, you have this in your email too, but
Okay, sorry. Hang on a minute. Hold on 1 second. Let's get the calendar.
gotta get something we have to do in January.
5, 6.
So January 8th is good. February 12th. Well, okay, so these are none of these are holidays, right?
None of these are holidays, and again, I think our charter, or our code, whatever it is the second Monday of the month.
It is.
And that qualifies except for those two dates in October, November.
February 12th,
Yeah, you're correct.
I checked it out, I don't think it is, no.
Okay.
So I'd like to make a motion
Go ahead.
I'd like to move that we approve these meeting dates. Is there
Yeah,
a second?
I'm just checking each state right now. Because
My calendar.
as it turns out, hold on 1 second. I'm almost done. I'm not that slow. Come on. As it turns out, oh boy, I'm working 5 of them. Listen, okay, so let's approve them.
Well,
If
I
we
mean,
have to-
Hugh,
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
Misty will take over, I mean, or whoever the vice chair is, because
Yes, and
this is a public meeting, and we really are supposed to meet on these days, so.
No, I understand. Okay, that's fine. Make a motion.
Okay, I move that the meeting dates that I just mentioned that are on record be approved for 2024.
Okay.
I make.
Um,
And Misty seconded?
Any abstentions or nays?
Well, I abstain.
What's
Yeah.
that?
I abstain, absolutely.
Andrew's.
Why are you abstaining? You're entitled to abstain, but why are you abstaining?
Because I'm not gonna be there. It's all right, I approved, fine, good.
Oh, I got you, okay. No, Tim's gonna work you over in the parking lot.
Got it. 8 years is a long time.
8 years is a
I'm
long
gonna try something else. I'm a building
Okay,
committee.
stop.
I'm a
So,
assistant registrar. Oh, wow.
nobody says no?
Okay, so.
Okay, so the motion's carried.
So approved, and I will get this, this will be in the meeting, and I'm gonna send this to, what's her name, the town. Thank you.
What's the,
So now-
you're gonna give what's the name of another job?
not Josephine. There's someone else, I can't think of her name, who wants, she asked us for it by the end of December, and, yeah, whatever. Anyway, okay.
Too bad. Okay.
Sue, yeah, thank you, Sue. I've got it somewhere, I don't have it in front of me.
I gotta be up at 5, so I gotta go.
All right.
May I have a motion to adjourn?
I move, motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn?
Yep.
Who second?
Second?
Aye,
All those in favor? Leave the room.
thank you.